All right, welcome. All right, first thing we want to do is we want to find our keystone points. So we're going to carve those in the side one. And all we need is the point of the bricks. Just the bottom. We're still doing vertical bricks at the same time. These are just the keystone bricks that lock the bridge in place. The way I did it is I did it with this tool. This is actually used to make stairs. It has a pivot point. So what I did is I took a pin, stuck it in, make that my center. Now you line that up at the center of your arch. And then I use these measurements on the side, right over here, and bring it to the first one, which I set at 8. So I counted 8 of these, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you line that up. And that's where I made my first line on my bridge. Now you can do this for each and every single one of these. You can lay this out on a piece of paper and draw it first to see what it would look like. I already went through and did mine. I just copied whatever the amount I did. I did an 8, 18, and a 30. And this one is a 45, no, a 40 is what I stopped at. So you have your center keystone, which is your first 2 marks on each side, and then the bricks lay around. That's how I did that. Use a ruler at the same time, but you may just want to measure over. Mark your lines like here, so you're measuring from your center point here up. Bam, so if I drew that there, what's the measurement from this end to here? You would do the same on this side, measurement from here to here. That's how you would do it with a ruler. Just remember, just make sure that this pivot point is centered here. The center of your bridge. You know, you don't really want to mark the center of the bridge because the keystones doesn't have a center mark. I mean, at this one they're at 8 degrees or whatever the case may be. And at the same time, I'm going to go at the very top of this being the top of my keystone. I'm going to use my finger as a guide. We're just going to pull this line around like so, all the way to it ends. Don't change that measurement. Do it on your other side too. This is just a round tool. I'm going to come with my little diamond tools and just engrave the area. Now I just need to transfer those lines from this one to this one. So here's the cutoff that we use for the Keystone Bridge going across. We're going to make a couple more arches. So what I did here is with the circle that I cut is I cut an area for my bandsaw blade. If you have a hot wire cutter, it should just be able to burn in. Use the center point again and cut circles out of this that come out. And then from that I made a couple more arches from the two pieces from the inside of the circle here that I'm going to use on the top part of my design. And I laid out these arches exactly the same way as I did the other ones, with the center point was just a little higher compared to with the bridge where I wanted long bricks. So I dropped my center point down. The center point on these was up much closer to the center of the circle when I drew my lines. And then I just transferred it to the other one, added a couple blocks on the bottom as rocks, and these will not be glued on. If anything, they might have a magnet to hold them in place, or they just might set in place. So I have my first tower built all the way up and designed around the first corner, and that's basically what I need to finish the whole thing. Is each tower is just going to mimic or be copies of the first one. These are a little bit smaller, so there'll be a difference in brick design. These are cutoffs when I make my bricks, so I save them and I use them anytime I can because I have quite a few of them. Same with this. So when I make my sheets, this is a cutoff that's off one side. I usually have 2 or 3 of these and I try to burn them out, and what I used them for this time is on the walls of the castle. Half-inch square that I'm going to use for little posts throughout. And then your bricks. A few of these are made with just little triangle shapes here. And I just use the same triangle on the top and the bottom and the stairs. Just cut it all down just to fit. Here on the top of the castles, I took the very top bricks and I cut them at a 45-degree angle. Kind of mitered the corners instead of butting them up end to end. You can also see they made a little cool little star pattern kind of out of the top, and then I used the same bricks that I'm using on the path to cover it. On the front of the castle, I did 5 bricks up. One of the half-inch pieces of stone, I made a little triangle piece by cutting 2 little V's on each side of the bricks and joining them. And then I went up 4 bricks, another stone with a V. Now these are 2 stones. There's one laid behind it, one of these laid behind, and then another one cut to give that dimensional look all the way to the top. Even the stones sticking out. That's where we are on this back castle. I wanted to show that. I even did that on both sides. Most of my walls throughout this whole build are going to be double bricked, just like this, all the way throughout, except for this one little area on each side. This is ready for the next layer. You can see how I have the side all built up. Over here, I'm just going to lay bricks. Now, if you wanted to, you could put a door or whatever you want to on the sides of these. You can make them so they're open with windows, whatever the case may be, what you want to do. I'm just going to use more of these triangles throughout this whole entire build, throughout the sides. As you can see over here on my door, I just cut the top layer of bricks that went across. I made sure the underside of the door underneath there is textured. That way you can kind of see it. And then I'll just build this wall down and partially up. And I still will put the same thing, the triangles, everything over here in this section of the wall. Still have to do those doors. On these little up sections right here, this is one solid piece. It's a 1/4 inch thick. I just cut it to match this, and then I added my brick lines with my little diamond tool. That way I didn't have to worry about trying to cut all these angles. And I'll do that to each and every spot that the ramps come up this way, is I will actually make little pieces like this that'll go in this area, and then I'll finish with regular bricks across the top. No place for my pole to slide in. You can make that any height you want. I even thought about decorating with some kind of like little top, something of that nature.